Hi and welcome to my new devlog video. In today's video we will talk about collision detection in Froobit and how you can use it in your own games. So basically we will expand this example which we made previously. We will add collision detection and this is probably the most important thing when it comes to 2D platformer games. To actually detect collision with the ground. So our character shouldn't be able to jump if it's already in the air, and right now it can jump if it's already in the air. You can see that I'm now jumping like crazy in the air, and this is kind of stuff that we want to prevent. And this is where collision detection with ground comes in handy, really handy. But what I plan to do today is to show you how we can do collision detection between the rocks and the ground. So basically we will just make each rock crack when it falls on the ground. So let's open the editor, and I already have asset ready. So rock broken is actually an asset for a rock when it falls on the ground. We have the basic rock asset. So how we actually import new asset in the Froobit. So you basically just import like this, rock broken, and then you just list it here. And this is it basically. If you're not familiar with this code, check out previous videos. I explained how we initialize the framework. Now let's go to our rock entity and let's pull the asset. Now we have access to this asset, and we can render this one instead of the rock asset. So if I go back to browser, and if I try to create rocks now, you can see that I am creating broken rocks, but I really want them to become broken when they fall on the ground. So let's go to the ground entity, and now you will see how you can use collision detection for the special case for the ground. Basically, you just use isGround function from this parameter object, and then you call it anywhere, like here, isGround. And now you're telling Froobit that this entity is actually a ground object. And now we can go to rock entity, and we can say ground here. And now we can bind handlers for the event. So basically we can say ground on contact begin, and here we provide our callback function. For example, we can say this broken is equal to true, and we can now go here and ask if this broken. Then we show a broken rock, otherwise we show normal rock. So basically rock broken comes here, and we just have to rename this to rock. This is how easy it is to detect collisions with the ground. You basically just register your callback, and there is also ground on contact end, but since this event is not reversible, we don't need this. Basically this is enough. Let's now open the browser, and let's see if I create new rock. When it falls on the ground, it becomes broken. So yeah, you can see that I'm creating a lot of rocks, and they all become broken when they fall on the ground. And what I don't like here is that all rocks are very, very similar. So what we can do is this actually doesn't have anything to do with collision detection, but just a small improvement on this. Yeah, we can use initialize method, lifecycle method, and here we can say that this rotation. So we will rotate each rock by some random angle, and let's say random between -2 and 2. Sorry. And then here we can, sorry, we don't need this image, okay? So here we say rotate by this rotation. And we can rename this to angle. Okay. When the rock entity is initialized, we initialize the random angle, and then we rotate each rock by that angle. If we go back to our example, you can see that rocks are now all rotated by some random angle. They don't look the same anymore, and that's basically the improvement which I wanted to show you. And one more thing before we end this video. You can also specify a custom type, so you don't have to use asGround method. You can use type method, and if we come here, sorry, and if I say type, and then I say ground type, so this type is actually a type which Framework uses for type checking, for collision checking with the ground. And I happen to know that, and yeah, so basically we should have the same behavior, and this is here for you to define your own types, and then you can define collisions with your own types, so you don't have to always use ground, because that's not enough for your possible cases in the game. So that will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.